All right, so last winter we made our first ice rink in the backyard, which was about 8 feet by 16 feet. It was nice. It was a bit smaller. So this year we're going to go bigger. We're going to go about 12 feet by 32 feet. So I'm going to walk you guys through the process of how we did that. So sit back, enjoy, and hopefully you guys do it as well. All right, so when doing this, at least the way I'm doing it, when I'm starting out with, I have, this is some pressure treated wood. I went with the cheaper wood, just not pressure treated because you don't need it. It's just going to be up for you for the winter time, and it'll last you more than enough time for that. I end up getting myself some 2x8s. These are 2x8s and they're 16 feet long apiece. So I'll be running 32 feet long here. And I also got 2x8s for the end, which are 10 feet long. So I got two of those. So I got four 16-foot longers and two 10-foot longs. So again, these are 2x8s, 2 inches thick, 8 inches high. All right. And over here too, I got my pole digger out and just dug a little, not too shallow hole and put one of these up in here. This is a 4x4. I put this over here, so I'm going to mount a light up here. That's what I did last time too. I got some of those real cheap lights that are motion sensors. So when we're out here, we can have light on at nighttime. And I'm going to be putting one, as you can see, down on this end as well. I'm going to pick up one more and put it up in here. So since we're going longer, we're going to need more light. So I'm going to put a light up down here too as well. And just run extension cords out to supply the electricity to it. All right, so I showed you all of the wood that you will need. Now these are the other things you'll need to be able to complete this. All right, so I got some angle brackets for the corners to help hold them together. All right. Got a couple different sizes, and I also got some straight brackets because I'm going to be combining together two 16-footers. So with that meeting point, I'll throw those on. I also have some stakes, this right here, to drive to the outside around the perimeter to help hold it up. Because remember, you're going to put a lot of water in there, and you don't want to blow out. So you want to. I'm using these braces right here, and I'm using these spikes. I have these right here to help to hold the braces in. All right, and I also have shorter ones too, because when they're going in on the side where it's the 2 inch wide of the boards, you don't want to pierce it all the way through. So I went with 1.5 inch. All right, and these right here are what, 3.5. They got different ends, so I have the connections for those. I have my staple gun. This right here is to be able to staple down the tarp that I want to have in there. Not tarp, but plastic lining. And then I have my drill, nicely fully charged. A couple of hammers to drive the stakes in. It's been kind of warm out, so the ground isn't too cold, so it shouldn't be too hard to drive those stakes in. And of course, I have the tarp here as well. This right here is 8 mil thick. And it's the dimensions on this one, I believe, would be, if I remember correctly, is going to be 12 by 36. All right. I'll put a link down to this one. Of course, I could have went wider and bigger, but the cost once you go past this side was like double. All right. So my kids are going to be out here helping me out, and the first thing we're going to do, we're going to start to put these corners together. Put the middle parts together. We're going to use the corner braces and everything off the heart that we have to put those together. And after that, we're going to clear out all the debris out of here, because when you put your liner in up in here, anything like this right here could pierce it. So you can't have any holes in there at all. So we need to make sure to get out anything out of here that could possibly pierce that plastic liner that we're going to put in. All right. So what you'll see us doing here, putting on the bracket, driving in one of the long ones over here, and then the shorter one so it's not to go past that point and stick out over here. So just wanted to give you a quick look of what it's looking like. So we're just doing that at all 4 perimeters, of all 4 corners. Huh? Yeah. All right, so now we have the perimeter all set up, all fastened together. And so now what we're going to do, we're going to drive the stakes in. We're going to drive them in at the corner post, you know, one on each point, on each side, in the middle. Of course, here, there as well. And when we go down to where we connected together the 2 long ones, we'll put one on either side of there. So we'll need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. All right, so this is what it looks like when they're driven in. All right, and at the connection point, one on the outside of the perimeter. As you can see, we're on the outside of the perimeter and driven in on either side of where they meet up. One here, one here. Now I know some of you are asking about, yeah, what about uneven soil? Yeah, you want your land, you want the ground to be as even as possible, so you don't want to do this on a hilly side with a hill or anything, of course. So you want as level as possible. But whenever you end up with gaps that may happen around any of these points, like say right here, look at that gap right there. See that? We want to fill that in. And how we're going to do that? Real simple. Just get yourself a bag of dirt, and wherever you have those at, just pack some in. As simple as that. All right, so now we've put the dirt around any place we felt had some gaps, filled them in. Had a low spot right here, so I just wanted to raise that up and put a little extra in any corner just so it's just not that hard, 90-degree corner that it's trying to fill in. So just to soften that up a little bit. So got that all in. The kids have already gone through and policed the area to some degree, although I am still finding sticks, so they will be going back and doing some policing again to make sure we don't have anything in here that will pierce the liner once we put it in here. All right, so now we are going to do the liner. Now, one of the things you'll notice on the one we're using this year is black on the one side and white on the other side. And I'm going to put the white side on because with the sun coming down in the wintertime, it won't generate all that heat that could melt your ice. So, if you be clear. All right, so now that we have it all spread out, what we're going to do next, we're going to want it to be up against wood. And we also are going to want to take our staples and staple it on the outside, not on the inside where we put holes at because we don't want water to get through it. So that's the next step.
It's a video it's like a normal video, not a dance video. So where's the part where I can...
All right, so start going around in front of me, yep, and helping me to, we're going to follow behind each other. You start right here with me, and we're going to push it down in there like that. So you can get on your hands and knees over here, and do this for me, and I will staple it down. All right, so as they're stapling, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take the water hose and start filling it up. As the water's filling it up, it's easier to start to pull out some of the wrinkles. So the kids will keep stapling, and I will start filling it up with water. All right, for now, only thing I'm doing is stapling down one side. So as the water fills up, I want to make sure there's enough material to be able to push down the liner wherever it needs to be at. And then once the water finds where all the little crevices and corners and it's all pushed down, then I know I can safely staple the other parts. All right, so the ice rink is now full of water, as you can see. And you can see we have a slight slant of the yard towards the playset down there, because you can see that it's full to the rim down here. And as you go your way up, you can see it goes down. And that's one of the reasons why this year I went with 2x8. Last year I used 2x6s. So on this end, it was thinner ice, and I wanted to have as much ice on this end as possible. So I went with 2x8 so I can get the water levels up higher to get this at a decent thickness down on this end. So that's it. So now what I'll do is I will take just some regular cheap tarps, staple it or just cover it on the top from end to end to keep debris from falling in there until we get cold enough weather here in Wisconsin to freeze this over so that we can do some ice skating. This is a shot from the ice rink from last year. I'm looking forward to see how this one looks this year. If you like what you saw, please hit the like button and also hit the subscribe button because I have other YouTube videos out there as well that you may like. Thanks a lot for watching, guys.